But first, it was billed as a big announcement, but the Albanese government's immigration statement today was a bit of tinkering to facilitate was essentially a political attack on Peter Dutton and a government under pressure from all sides in the community about its record migration intake.
I cancelled over 6,000 visas of criminals, of people who had committed rape, sexual assault against women and men, pedophiles. I cancelled the visas of drug traffickers, and our country is safer today because of that. Labor has not done a fraction of the visa cancellations over the course of the last 15 months compared to what we did when we were in government. So I'm not taking any lecture from Labor when it comes to the migration program.
Now, fair enough, crack down on dodgy immigration agents and invest more in biometrics. But the idea that all the issues in our immigration system are somehow Dutton's fault, well, that's laughable. You heard him there on his record. The basic problem is that the numbers are just too great. And with Labor enthralled to big business and the universities that use foreign students as a cash cow, as well as a treasurer who needs more and more migrants to boost his budget bottom line in the absence of genuine economic reform, nothing important, even out of this review, is likely to change. This year, net overseas migration, or the total of long-term arrivals, less long-term departures, is likely to exceed 400,000. Now, that's an all-time record. That's as many people as live in Canberra. And over the next 5 years, some 1.5 million migrants are expected. Well, that's as many as currently live in the city of Perth. Now, I'm not against immigration. I'm certainly not against migrants, nearly all of whom are only too keen to come here and join Team Australia. But migration on this scale can't help but put serious downward pressure on wages, upward pressure on housing costs and massive pressure on our infrastructure. Because all the people who come here, other than tourists, well, they need a job, a home, and they're on our roads or using public transport. Right now, wages aren't keeping pace with inflation. Rental properties, well, they're almost unobtainable. Home ownership is way out of the reach for most young Australians. And our big cities, if you live in them, well, they're traffic gridlock. Immigration at current numbers is making all of this worse, yet the government hasn't got the guts to control these record inflows. With almost half the population either born overseas or with a parent born overseas, immigration can be a touchy topic. But we should be mature enough as a country to have a national debate about this that doesn't quickly descend into accusations of xenophobia or racism. It's not about whether we take in migrants or not, but instead about the numbers we take, the pace of our population increase. And we shouldn't be too scared as voters to demand our politicians listen to us, because on this issue, poll after poll says Australians have had enough. Labor voters, Liberal voters, even Green voters say we need to have a realistic population policy that supports immigration, yes, but that also tries to do the right thing by those already living in Australia. Without a doubt, the current record numbers should come down. The skill levels should go up. And it shouldn't be up to education providers and big business to set Australia's immigration program.